The first American president to visit Afghanistan was Dwight Eisenhower. Greeted by King Zahir Shah, they drove from the airport to the capital city of Kabul down the same route taken by Alexander the Great. I call the Afghans the most determined lot he had ever encountered, having defeated the British Empire in 2 wars. Throughout the Cold War, Afghanistan tried to remain neutral while accepting aid from both sides. Neutrality was difficult with the Soviet Union as their nearest neighbor. The king had promised a new democracy for the country, even in the face of pressure from Afghan communists to align with the Soviet bloc, which had designs on the land and its resources.
We had a democracy in Afghanistan. We had 10 years of the best time Afghanistan ever saw in the 20th century. That constitution, that was an Islamic constitution. It was made under Islamic law. Under that law, men and women had equal rights in education, in work, in political participation, and above all, in 1964, we had equal pay for the same work, where in France, women were struggling for it.
The Taliban had forbidden dancing. The Taliban had forbidden singing, except for the call to prayer. And the Taliban had forbidden the use of cameras and recordings. None of this was born of Afghan culture.
It's a very emotional message, even when I talk about it. I have goosebumps. Never I hesitate about that one message that I have for the whole world. Please educate us. Please educate us, because whatever I see today, the misery in this country, and I mean it with all my heart, that it is because we are illiterate. We don't know. We don't know our right because we are not aware. Islam was the first religion which taught and prescribed women's rights. But there are times that because of the same politics, because of the same bad people, situation came that things were imposed upon women in the name of Islam. And again, I'm saying it because we are illiterate, because we don't know. We believe them. It is so easy to, in the name of Islam, to impose politics, because they know that people will be shy or hesitant to challenge it. If you tell an illiterate woman that you are not allowed to go to bazaar because this is against Islam, she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to say that, well, if this is against Islam, how come? The wife of the Prophet was one of the best business person in the whole of Arabia, because they don't know. That's why ignorance, illiteracy is a plague that I beg every person on earth to help us to get rid of it. We compare everything to a nightmare, which was Taliban's era. That's why no matter what, it looks a little bit better from what we used to have during the Taliban. Everyone came to Afghanistan to ask for something. If the Americans came, we saw at the end, it was not democracy. They wanted just to win the Cold War. If it was the neighbors, it was not a neighborly help. They just wanted to have a stronger hand inside Afghanistan. But I couldn't understand that when people came and collected money in the name of Afghan children, and they also came and used this country so cowardly. They were digging the most sophisticated tunnels to live there, to be sheltered, and next door to them in the village, people were starving and dying of hunger. So as a Muslim, as an Afghan, this is my question from Ibn Laden and his Lord, that this is what you do to a Muslim country? That's what you do in the name of Islam? Are we so nothing? The Afghan nation is so nothing that we should be used by everyone? I mean, this breaks my heart.